Okay, I think Ravia has started recording.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us start from the beginning. That this is the book which I suggested for international marketing. International Marketing by Michael Zinkota and Ika Ronkin by Cengage Learning. You can take the latest edition of it, right? Whatever the latest edition is here, I think 18th or 19th, whatever 2018 or 2019, whatever latest edition or 2020, whatever it is, I don't exactly know what the latest edition is here. Even I do have older edition, so you can take the latest edition of it. So today we, as I said, today and tomorrow, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 lectures, we'll continue with basic marketing and understanding of marketing, and then we'll slowly and gradually move on to international marketing. And in between, we will discuss certain events, cases, small cases, and we will try to relate that why international marketing is important to us, why it is very essential to learn international marketing as a subject or as a area of specialization. So first of all, the most basic thing is, what is market? What is market? Because so long there is no market, there is no marketing. You see, you must have learned this basic definition even in the economics: needs, wants, demands, and market as well. So same definition, maybe here and there small changes could be there. A market consists of all potential customers. All potential customers. Potential means those who have ability to buy something, those which have potential or ability to buy, or wherever product can be sold, whom the product can be exchanged for. Potential customer sharing a particular need or want. Now idea is that there is a particular need or want, who might be willing and able to engage in exchange to satisfy that need or want. Now it consists of customers. Which kind of customers? Which have specific needs. Those who have a common need, right? They share a common need. They have similar kind of requirements. And of course, they are willing to share that, fulfill that need, and create an exchange for this. You see, business, now if we look at what is the definition of business, business is the process of creating an exchange for money, product and money, services and money, something in exchange, right? So that is the basic essential element of business, that there has to be certain kind of exchange. Now they are able to engage in exchange. They can exchange money for something, right, to satisfy their needs and wants. So here the concept comes that what is need, what is want, right? It may be need, it may be want, or it may be demand, whatever it is. Need consists of the basic necessities. Need consists of items of basic necessity. For example, our food, shelter, cloth, right? These are certain basic needs we have, and everybody ought to have it. Now, wants are something beyond it. Wants are something, it is above need. We wish. Here we add the wish, that I wish to acquire something. Wish to acquire, that it is not necessity, but that is something more luxury, right? So far, we are not talking whether we are able to pay or not. Demand is the customer is willing and having the ability to pay, or ability to buy that need or want. When our ability is added to this, our monetary power is added to this, that becomes our demand. Otherwise, you see, we define in terms of needs and wants. But when our ability in terms of monetary power, right? Our monetary strength or monetary power to pay for this, right? So that becomes our demand. I believe the same thing you have already done it in economics and all this, right? So where actually the companies are looking for, you see, most of the things they fall under our want. Whatever we are consuming today, the majority of them are our wants, not our needs. Our needs are easily satisfied, but our wants are there. A lot of things are there which we wish to acquire, and those wishes or wants are basically more of manipulated, artificially created than actually they are needed, right? So that is the job of marketer to come out with a product that people want, right? Because the history of civilization has, created such a phenomena that our basic needs are more or less satisfied, right? When there is a market, there is marketing. So long there is no market, there is no marketing. So what is the basic definition of marketing? What is basic marketing? It's not definition, but it's just a very general idea that we use to define marketing. Marketing is a process of interesting potential customer or creating an interest of potential customer. Interesting potential customer means creating the interest of potential customers and clients in your product or service. So you have to uh, create a process. Marketing is a process in the sense that it is a series of activities we do. What are the series of activities are there? We create advertisements, we create a lot of packaging, beautiful packaging. We artificially show through artificial messages that this is how this product would make your life better. In practice, it may or may not, right? For example, I give you, for example, we sell cars. Car is nothing but a mode of transportation. Car is nothing but a mode of transportation. I want to go to office, I use car. I can also use the public transport as well. But our governments are not interested in creating the public transport system. Rather, they are more interested in creating the sale of cars. Why it is so? Reason being, when the number of cars are being sold in large number, it creates a lot of taxation to the government as well. Government also wants to remain in business. Government also want to remain in profit. Government also want to create surplus for them, create taxes for them. So if you look at American economy, that is largely driven by cars, mobile phones. If you look at Indian economy, it is largely created by, driven by cars. 7% of India's GDP is through automobile, cars only. 7% of India's GDP, right? Same is with America as well. So most of the countries, if you look at Japan, Germany, right, a major proportion of their GDP comes from the production of cars. Same is with China as well, right? So idea is that it is the process of making the people interested in your product. You see, this is the most commonly definition used for marketing management, given by Philip Kotler. So what Philip Kotler says that marketing management is the science and art of exploring, creating and delivering value to satisfy the needs of target market at a profit, right? So that is the basic definition of marketing given by Philip Kotler. Please read the book of Philip Kotler. When, nowadays a lot of books of marketing are there, but at certain point of time, Philip Kotler was a most renowned uh, personality in marketing. He is so-called the biggest marketing guru so far. So this is the definition given by him. Although marketing is global or universal phenomena, basically, if you look at. So one single definition may not be actually a good representation of this. American Marketing Association, they have slightly different definition that is more compact and more generalized definition. Although Philip Kotler seeks marketing in terms of science and arts. Right? Science means it is scientific evaluation of demand, scientific evaluation of demand, that it creates a lot of forecasting for which we apply a lot of scientific tools to create forecast. And art means creating an art to sell a product. For example, it is more of a graphical understanding human needs, understanding human psychology, right? That why do we need a product? What makes us buy a product? What is the element that you know uh, encourages us to buy a product? And this is the art of exploring, creating, and delivering value. Now, here the concept of value comes. We'll be slowly discussing what is the value, right? So, Philip Kotler says that it is not the product we are selling; it is the value we are delivering. We do not deliver product; we deliver value. If we want to be a great marketer, all great marketers, they deliver value, not the product, right? To satisfy the needs of a target market at a profit. Profit will automatically come if we are delivering the value. Value in the sense that it is a cost benefit analysis, or you see, customer is paying us money to buy something, but whether this product which he is buying or benefit, we do not sell the product, we sell the benefit. Or a customer is not buying a product, he is buying benefits that he would be obtaining from acquiring a product. For example, if I am buying a car, why I'm buying a car? I'm not buying a product, I'm buying a benefit. Benefit of what? Benefit of a comfortable transportation from my home to anywhere I want to go. All the public transports are also there, but public transports are not that either comfortable or convenient to go for. So what I'm getting is I'm getting a benefit of convenience, that I can go anywhere at my own convenience. And this is something we always say, that when we want to go, that let us go by our own car. I mean, that is our convenience, that is at our convenience, that we can stop anywhere, we can go anywhere, we can come anytime. We do not have time foundation. That is the advantage of buying a car. And same way, yes, other products that we are using at home, refrigerator, TV, microwave, and other so many products are there which we are using in our daily life or buying. So what we are doing, we are not buying a product, we are actually buying certain kind of benefit, right? So according to Philip Kotler, we are not delivering products, we are delivering value. If our customer finds that the values or the benefits that we are driving from the product and the cost we are paying for this, if benefits are more than the cost, it means we are creating value to the customer. If the benefits are less than, that is also perceived, it is all perceived. If I perceive that the value is less than, if the benefit is less than the cost I am incurring on it, I will not buy the product. So Philip Kotler has always emphasized on creating value for the customer, right? And profit will automatically come, right? At a profit, of course, the company has to make a profit, the marketer has to make a profit. Marketing identifies unfulfilled needs and desires. We have unfulfilled needs and desires, right? And marketing or a marketer will fulfill our unfulfilled needs. Only then we will buy if we have unfulfilled needs, right? So marketing management has the task of influencing. Look at this line, read this line. That's very important. That marketing management has the task of influencing the level, timing, and the composition of demand. You see, that is uh, what actually marketing management does. That it has ability to influence my level of demand, timing of demand, and composition of demand. Level, timing, and composition of demand means level of demand, timing of demand, and composition of demand. When I'm saying level of demand, what does mean by this? Sometimes you see, I go back to the uh, example of car. I can buy a car which is the most basic car, just like Alto 800 or Maruti 800. But why people are buying high value cars, right? People are buying high value cars. So that is my level of demand. Level of demand in the sense that, I mean, sometimes the basic things may serve our purpose, but we are ready to, or they influence us in such a way that we are ready to spend more money to satisfy that demand. Although this could be satisfied with a very basic, thing at very low cost, right? Timing. Timing makes a difference. I mean, we can make you buy something before actually you need it, right? Many students, they come to the university on car. Actually, that is not their own, I mean, timing to come to university by car. They are not professionals, but they do come. That is a timing, because they have been so much influenced by advertisements and all this, that they are buying the things before actually they need it. And composition of demand, composition in the sense that they can buy, instead of one product, multiple products. We are buying cars with maximum number of features, and increasing the cost of it. We need this, we need that. Whenever new features are added to this, they comes at a cost, and we are ready to pay the cost. So it is a composition of demand, right? So marketing management has task of influence, or that is the role of marketer, of influencing the level, timing, and composition of demand in such a way that will help the organization achieve its objective, right? So organizational objectives are achieved. So everything is done through marketing. Organizations have certain annual objectives, that may be in terms of number of products being sold, number of volume, value, profits, whatever it is. So these are the objectives of the company, and marketers are the one who achieve it. They manipulate the things. They manipulate the advertisement, messages, packaging, promotions in such a way that we are being manipulated by this, right? And we are ready to buy the things before time, buy the things that even sometimes we don't need, and composition more than what actually we need. Unnecessary sometimes we things we buy that sometimes even we don't need it. Many times we do not use that attribute, or that a feature of a car that we buy actually, right? So that is what actually the marketing is. Any questions so far you have? Anybody having any question? That is my basic definition of introduction to marketing. If you have any query, may please tell me. Okay, so if not, let us move to the next slide. So this is very common thing. I believe everybody knows that what we market. Do we only sell products or goods? No, we don't only sell goods. We sell lot of things. We market lot of things. That is why this is called the scope of marketing. That you see, marketing is not limited to product or service. There are so many things which comes under the profile of marketing, or within the scope of marketing, where marketers are required. We sell goods, we sell services. That is very common. We always, every day we listen, right? Every day we come across. But we sell also events. How events are being marketed. So we are left with 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes more to go, because our session would be a 40 minutes. So we have 10 minutes more to go. So we market events. What is an event? Event means, for example, this IPL is an event. How you see that how IPL has been marketed tremendously, and the kind of money it is generating, how the excitement it is generating, how the events and the teams are being marketed. Experience means what? Experience, you see, in service, what happens that we always tell you that if you go to that place, for example, we go to exotic places, exotic restaurants, exotic beaches, and all this. So these are the experiences. These are being marketed as well. You must have seen that we go to foreign places, how their beautiful sceneries are being, marketed. They are exhibited, and people tend to go there. People are always, willing to go there. We always say that we want to go to Bali, we want to go to Europe, because people go and share their experiences. We go to a restaurant, they give us such a good treatment that we experience it very well, and we market it that, go to that restaurant, go to that place. Very good experience to go there. We market persons. Our celebrities are being marketed. Our players are being marketed. We have seen that. Why do these people charge so much of money? Players, they market, they charge a lot of money. Our celebrities, they charge a lot of money because they are being marketed well. Places are being marketed, right? Properties, we know that real estate marketing, properties are being marketed. Real estate is being marketed. Organizations are being marketed. Information is being marketed. We want to buy a lot of information, which is available at a cost, right? Commercially available. Ideas are being marketed, right? For example, so you want to create certain your financial goals. You want to create some ideas, so you can, meet certain experts on it, and they can give you certain ideas on it, that how you can achieve your goals, right? So idea is that it is not merely the product that we market. There are a lot of things that we market, right? Now the thing is, although there are some other, okay, let us do it now. You see, marketing mix is one of the very popular concept in marketing. That is marketing mix. What is marketing mix? Marketing mix consists of the key elements or tools that are used in marketing of any product or service, or key elements that are used to market any product. Used to market any product, that how to create the market for the product and service the customer. So these are basic elements, basic tools of marketing, right? These are the basic tools of marketing. It consists of product, price, promotion, and place. These are the original tools, marketing mix. Product, price, promotion, and place. Although now more and more have been added to this. Process, physical environment, people, public relation, and political power as well. Right? Political power plays a very important role in international marketing. We will talk of it. Right? Please. Maybe in domestic marketing, political power doesn't play too much role, but in international marketing, that plays a very, very important role. So we'll come to this. But if you look at the original marketing mix, that consists of product, price, promotion, and place. And that is still relevant. Process, physical environment or physical evidence. Sometimes you write physical environment or physical evidence. People and public relations are also these days used, and they have gained popularity as marketing mix. And political power is very popularly, in international marketing, because if you look at these days, the international business is driven by politics. How two countries' political leader they see each other. What is how important is America to us? That depends upon what is our relationship, political relationship with them. Not actual how companies they deal with one another. Our politicians will decide that we should deal with that country or not, rather than the companies. Actually, products are being manufactured and sold by the companies, private players like you and anybody else. But actually, the fortunes are decided by the politicians. That is very, irony of the day. So we'll be talking not today. I'm just leaving it here because we won't be able to cover it up. So we are left with 3-4 minutes. So I need to speak on each and every aspect of it. So I'm not talking. I just leave it here, and tomorrow I'll be talking or starting from this slide only. So my request to all of you is that when you come to tomorrow, please have a thorough reading of this, and then come to the class so that we are on the same frequency, right? And if you have any queries, you may please ask me. Any queries you have?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, we can do one thing also. You see, we can use Google Meet as well. Because in Google Meet, there is no restriction on timing. Google has certain issues related to timing that we have to have a session of 40 minutes. Maybe we can have multiple session of 40 minutes. Maybe we can rejoin. We'll see to it, and tomorrow, if possible, we'll see that if we can do it on Google Meet, and then see that uh, if Google Meet is better or Zoom is better, we will look at it. And in the meantime, I also download certain book for you that if I can share some book with you or anything like this, right? Okay, keep it simple. Need not to go for any designing. Let us keep it as it is. So you all everybody has a account on Gmail, na?
Yes,
Everybody has account on
sir.
Gmail. Let us see if find a good book. Uh, hmm. Not working. I don't know.